As has been for most of the winter thus far, we have got a very intriguing weather pattern, a very contrasting weather pattern across the lower 48. Not just now, but particularly so through next week, as we've got a resurge of bitterly cold Arctic air coming into the northern plains and the northwestern half of the country, while we are going to be talking about some potentially record warmth spreading across the eastern half of the country with the development of a pretty strong ridge of high pressure off the east coast. So we do have the big contrast next week, but we also have quite the flip coming for the northeastern half of the country as we push through the upcoming weekend. Thanks for clicking on to the Friday edition of Vogan's US Outlook. We do have a system coming through the mid-Atlantic at the moment. Temperatures into the mid to upper 50s for the area stretching from DC to New York City, a little bit cooler than that across Boston. That feature comes through, but it's the feature that's now starting to show up over the southern tier of the country here. That will drift east-northeast over the next 24 hours. So temperatures during the course of tomorrow, rather than being in the mid to upper 50s, are going to be in the mid to upper 30s with snowflakes flying. That system, like you'll see in the written post, could drop 3 to 5 inches of snow in parts of the northeastern half of the country before it clears out. But it is a big, fast-moving kind of feature, as you can see here on the charts. Then the next weather comes into the Pacific Northwest. We've also got a snow event across North Dakota and northern Minnesota. That will clear out as well, and we're going to have a bombardment of systems coming into the northwestern half of the country. So this sets us up for next week. Area of high pressure drifts off the eastern half of the country out into the Atlantic. We're going to see a nice surge of warm Caribbean air lifting north and northeastwards, and that is going to bring some very, very mild air for February right up the eastern half of the country, while at the same time we've got a resurge of bitterly cold Arctic air coming down into Montana, Wyoming, the Central Rockies, and of course you're going to have the fight zone in between. So some pretty frequent snowfall across the northern tier of the country, extending into the northern Great Lakes. We're going to see plenty of mixed weather across the interior east, say the mid-Mississippi Valley, the Ohio, Tennessee Valley, but we are generally going to be speaking about milder conditions across this region of the country here. So the big battle comes into play here. In between, we could even have some severe weather as well for this region of the country. Right on that demarcation zone between warm and cold, there could be some pretty significant weather to contend with. So as we continue to rattle through next week, you can see here heavy rainfall, flooding potential here, as we've got the cold air pressing south, the warm air lifting north, and of course you've got that clash of energy and confliction between the warm and cold, moist and dry. So very interesting weather to come next week, and then of course we'll look at the response of the Southern Stratospheric Warming event. All eyes on that. Let's see what happens. I reckon we've got a lobe of potentially the coldest air of the entire winter to come south over mainly the western side of the interior US during the second half of this month. We're already bypassed the middle part of February. We are starting to count the days towards the end of meteorological winter, but there is by no means an end to winter as we go into the month of March. So hope you have a great day Friday, and I'll be back in the next couple of days hopefully with more. Have a great weekend as well. Bye.